I don't know much. I don't pretend to know much, but I think Groundhog's Day is in like February. But for us, Groundhog's Day has been every single time we've had a game, right? And you just got to find a way. Got to find a way to not make the same mistakes every game. Got to find a way to do some things that lead to winning. Do more things that lead to winning. We're doing some things that are, but we need to do more of that. And I don't have this feeling anymore.
It was easy early this season, or league play, when you lose a game in this manner, to say they're young, they're inexperienced, they don't know. Should they know by now, 20 games in, on how to close a close game?
I mean, you should be growing towards that probably, right? Like after 20 games, I guess you're still a freshman, you're still a sophomore, but you're getting closer to being a sophomore and a junior. And we've been in these situations a lot, and just not closing it the right way. So, yeah, I mean, we got to be better. And we got to do more of that, right? Like I said, like sometimes we do the same things, and we got to keep learning. We got to keep teaching. Like we can't get discouraged as a staff, as players, as anybody that's involved with our group. We can't get tired of teaching until we get it. And that's my plan. I'm just gonna teach it until we get it, right? So if it takes time away from game preparation to just do fundamentals, then we're gonna keep doing it, right? Until you build habits, right? Sometimes you gotta break habits to build habits. So we gotta keep breaking habits till we build them.
How frustrating are the turnovers? They just seem like they keep coming at key times there in the second half.
Very frustrating, right? But well, that's one of the things that's holding us back. I didn't think we guarded particularly well in the second half, but we scored it okay. We scored it better than we have. So you just can't keep turning the ball over. Can't keep making mistakes that are just holding us back, right? We go back after just Groundhog's Day. I don't even know who we played last, but we go back after that game and we look. We have 12 transition opportunities and we score 6 points. So we work on that because we want to be a set defense, and that's what we want everybody to play against. But we don't want to play against a set defense. So we're trying to push the ball when we get stops, when we get misses, and we're working our asses off to get stops, and then not capitalizing in transition. We're turning it over where we're not getting to the right spots. We're not seeing what's happening, like where I should go, like what's open. Sometimes I don't need to run to some spot if somebody's already standing there. I should go to the open spot. That'd be pretty cool. But we got to score more in transition, and we can't turn the ball over in transition, and we can't take ill-advised shots in transition because it gets demoralizing because you work so hard to get stops, and then you give it right back to them right away.
Micah, you said you got to find a way to not make the same mistakes every game. So are you seeing those corrections on practice and then they're not carrying over into the game, or is it continuing to pop up in both practice and game day?
I mean, it's hard to simulate the game in practice, right? Like, I love our guys that are on the bench and the walk-ons and the other guys that like try and give us a look in practice, but like none of those guys are as physical as Jaden Zachary, right? Nobody's out there blocking shots at the rim like Quentin Post, so you can't simulate it. You try and put them into the best simulation that you can. But after last game, we talked about in those moments, in those segments in practice, let's do it at game speed. Because if I don't go in game speed, then it's a total surprise for me when I get in there against bigger, stronger, longer athletes that I get to see, right? So that's just something that we have to change in our approach and how we attack those segments of practice where we're trying to work against the other team and the other defense. But there's still things that aren't, that there's something there that when the light clicks on, like there's always game slippage, right? But our game slippage is a little bit greater than it should be.
I think you had a scoring drought in the first half of like 6 minutes, 45 seconds, and in the second half, about 4 minutes. With this team's lack of margin for error, how much more difficult does it make it for you guys to kind of do what you're trying to do when you have those droughts?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it really hard, right? We've gone back and tried to really simplify what we do and how we play, what spots we line up in, what plays we're running. I've changed a lot of stuff to make it as simple as possible for us so we're not thinking and we're just trying to execute in those moments. And we just got to get better, right? And part of that's on us as a staff. Maybe I should switch to some of that stuff earlier, and now maybe we're better at it now. But it just hasn't been just a little bit, like I said, just a little bit of game slippage that we have to overcome. So we're, so we don't have those scoring droughts.
Micah, what were you trying to draw up on that last shot, and how was Boston College able to defend it?
I mean, they gave us a wide open shot, right? I could have switched it around and moved some guys and put Zona in, maybe to get that. But we had two looks that we were trying to get to. They took away both, and they left guy wide open at the top of the key, right? At 0.8 seconds, you don't have a lot that you can go to. It's not like I got time to do anything but really catch and shoot. I can't shot fake. I can't do anything else. And they're up on the ball. It's in an unbelievably tough spot in the deep corner, so it limits where you can get the ball into, right? Like, there ain't a whole lot of places to go. I can't throw the ball cross court. But even if I throw it cross court, like, by the time I catch it, somebody's in my space and somebody's in my face. So
Micah, you talked about.
we were just trying to get a quick shot, best we could.
You mentioned teaching. What are the teaching opportunities going on the road? What opportunities do you have coming up?
I mean, playing with poise, executing, when it gets loud in some of these places, and keeping our poise and playing the right way. But it's no different. It's hard. Road environments are hard, but you just have to play winning basketball. You got to play winning basketball at home. You got to play winning basketball on the road. Whatever it is, you have to do those things. And and then you got to fight. You got to be a little bit tougher. You got to have a little more compete, because things aren't going to go your way, right? As much as I feel like things don't go our way at home, with the whistle, things definitely ain't going your way on the road. So you got to play through it. You got to fight through it. You got to have some mental toughness.
Micah, you mentioned Groundhog's Day. How are you going to keep this team focused after getting another close loss?
I mean, I don't know how many this is in a row, right? It's right there. It's right there for you. If we were getting blown out every game, then that'd be a problem getting focused. But it's man, if I change one or two things, probably winning. So, there is hope. You can see hope. You can see progress. Now it's saying it or doing it. We gotta get from the saying phase to the doing phase. And but I keep telling them, it's there for you. Whenever you want to do it, you can get a win. Whenever you want to. They're there for you. All these opportunities are there for you. It's just now, sometimes you got to reach out and take it instead of worrying about whether the stove is hot or not. Man, touch the stove. Who cares? Shit might hurt a little bit, but who cares? Touch the stove, man.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Coach.
JR, when you guys haven't had success and you're playing games and losing games the way you are, what keeps this team believing that you're close to turning that corner?
I think all the hard work we put in every single day. Nobody leaves anything out of their tank every time we step on the court to practice, to play, anything like that. And that's what keeps us going is hard work. We have a bunch of guys that are hungry, a bunch of guys that want to play basketball past college, a bunch of guys that love basketball, they love playing it. So, I mean, the hunger is always going to be there. Everyone's going to keep playing hard, and we're going to keep building from here.
With all the hard work and the effort that you put forth on the practice court, how can that carry over into games, and specifically maybe second halves and late in second halves when there's a game there to be won?
I don't know. I feel like everybody plays their heart out every single game. So I have nothing to say about our effort, honestly. I think everybody out there went out there tonight and competed as hard as they could. So, yeah.
JR, when the offense only has 5 points in 10 minutes and you're about to go on that run, what's your mindset there?
I mean, I just had open shots, so I was just taking it. I was trying to be a little more aggressive today. That's a lot, like those shots that I'm taking. I work on those every single day after practice and all that stuff. So they just weren't falling today. But yeah, I was just trying to do whatever I could to get my team a little momentum. And these guys, they found me. So I mean, hats off to these guys for doing that first of all. So I mean, yeah, I think after that, everybody else the momentum kind of shifted. Everybody else started to get a little more comfortable. So.
Braden, what's missing from this team being able to get over a hump?
I mean, I think just learn how to win. I mean, we're like a young group, but that's not really an excuse. We just gotta, we've been in every game we played almost the whole season, and we're really just beating ourselves at the end of the game or the end of the half or the start of the half. So I feel like we just gotta learn how to win, and once we do that, we'll be.
When you say beating yourselves at the end of games, what's happening at the end of games that's not going in your favor?
I mean, just making the same mistakes we made, in other games. Like, we gotta learn from our mistakes, whether it's like turning the ball over, not forcing shots. Like, depends on the game.
JR, I have one random question. I apologize. Matty Westbeld was telling me about your help with the youth clinic, I guess last month, and there were like 240 kids there. I mean, how'd you get involved? Why was that important to you?
Yeah, I don't know. I just I've always had a thing for I love coaching little kids, helping out little kids. I don't know. That's always been a soft spot for me. So I don't know. Yeah. So when that came up, I was excited to do it. I was looking forward to doing it. I love playing with little kids and doing all that stuff. So I think it was a lot of fun. And I think those little kids they made my day more than I think I made their day. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
JR, what's the biggest challenge now going on the road the way you are? I think next 3 and then 5 to 7.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenges, I think the away atmospheres. I think that's probably our biggest challenge for sure. Getting used to playing in different places, different arenas, different crowds, all that stuff. We love playing in front of our home crowd. They get us going. They give us the momentum shifting and all that stuff. So having to deal with that on the road is definitely something that we're gonna have to work on, I think.
Thanks, guys.